Hi Cancer, welcome to Glow in the Dark Tarot. This is your extended reading for the month of August 2019. So, I pretty much see a lot of to get started with the reading, I pretty much see a lot of the same things that I saw with your reading for the month. Um, Things being, pushed out of your life, or things kind of falling away, and you kind of some of it kind of being out of your control. I do kind of feel like circumstances changing, or the universe is kind of helping to push certain things out of your way. um, One thing I did say in the other video is that I feel for the most part you don't really feel too bad about any of the changes that may be happening, um, any of the people who may be living your life, any of the people who may be coming into your life. But I do feel that there's still this introspective part of you as well. I think there probably is a part of you that is either ignoring your intuition, or you're not really being asked to rely on it too much. And again, like I said, I don't think that whatever these changes that are happening, I don't think that you necessarily feel a bad way about them, but I do feel like there is a part of you that's a little bit in your head with the things that you're walking away from, with the changes that you're making. I don't think that all these changes are negative. I think that, a lot of them, some of them are positive, but I think that you are kind of going back and forth with it. You are kind of, I don't want to say blindly going towards these changes, but you are, maybe you don't have a full sense of clarity with it, if that makes sense. So the Fool card clarifying the Ten of Wands. I definitely think that you recognize the things that were burdens, the things that were holding you back, the things that were getting in the way of you being able to kind of go with the flow. I have this light energy that I feel with you. And I think that there's a part of you that whatever these changes are, whatever these things that are falling away, you're still up for the challenge, or you're still up for the ride to see what happens. With the Page of Cups clarifying the Five of Pentacles in the reverse, I think that there's a part of you that thinks, or that knows that certain things that happened, it was necessary. Certain endings, certain breakups, certain promotions, certain things that perhaps you used to feel torn about. You understand the purpose for them now. I think you also understand that perhaps, whatever this thing was that you did feel a sense of loss about in the past, I think now you know that part of why you felt that way was perhaps coming from a place of immaturity, whether it's on your end or another person's end. Nonetheless, I do feel that you are not interested in anything that threatens your sense of strength. I don't even think you're letting your past hold you back. I don't think you're letting past people hold you back. I don't think you're letting past habits hold you back. Mistakes that you probably personally have made hold you back and threaten your new center. So not only are you walking away from a lot of things and not looking back, but you're not even allowing yourself to get in your own way, and that's beautiful. The Justice card in the reverse over the Two of Wands. The Page of Swords in the reverse over the Five of Cups in the reverse. I definitely do feel like you've grown up. I think there's a part of you that is still calculating or thinking about or a little uncertain on where you were going entirely or what you were going to do, how you were going to do it. But I don't think that you, for the most part, are worried that whatever that thing is, it won't get done and you won't be able to succeed. And whether this be in love, whether it be in career, whether it be in anything else. The Three of Pentacles clarifying the Two of Pentacles, both in the upright. The Six of Pentacles clarifying in the reverse, clarifying the Magician in the reverse. You're definitely interested in coming together with something or someone, and you are up for the task of balancing it out. You're up for the challenge of whatever this new connection, whatever this new union, whatever this new form of cooperation is. You're up to juggle it. But you are not interested in being overly impulsive, or just jumping into it without making sure that when you jump, you land on both feet. So that's good. You have the Ace of Cups clarifying the Nine of Wands. The Three of Swords clarifying the Hermit. Seven of Pentacles clarifying the Chariot. Ace of Pentacles clarifying the Ten of Cups. If it doesn't have to do with work, you're moving away from it. You're moving on. If it doesn't have to do with coming together with the right things, with the right person, you're not for it. And yes, like I said in the earlier video, Cancers, you are a very intuitive sign. One thing that I've always appreciated about Cancers is that they are highly intuitive, and they are so openly connected with their emotions. Unlike Geminis, where we try to deny our emotions, Cancers almost can't help but show that their emotions are there. I think there are some things that if you really thought about it, if you really wanted to take the time to think about it, it might hurt. It might bring up some things that you don't want to think about. Some of those things that you had to walk away from and that walked away from you, it might bring up a past, your past. Especially if you had certain addictions, or if you just were not the same person you were a year ago. Certain people might want to remind you of how you used to be. And that constant reminder of how you used to be might come up. And I think for the most part, when in your weak moments, maybe you do kind of think about it. I don't think that this is overwhelmingly So in the reading, because in the center of the reading you have your strength and you have the Ace of Swords in reverse on top of that card, clarifying that card. So again, this new center, this new sense of balance, this new life, this new start, this new way of you being, anything that threatens that, you are going to shut it down. Yeah, yeah, I remember, I did that thing. What do you want me to say? I'm sorry, but this is me now. And I don't feel any negative energy coming from you, even towards those things that in your past might remember you when. If you want to think about it, this could happen. But I think for the most part, you're worried about this. You're worried about your work. You're worried about the things that you have created and that you're going to continue to create. Anything that has nothing to do with that can get out of your way. And this is your card. And that's what you're after. Everyone has to move on at some point, right? Everyone has to find their happiness at some point, right? Everyone deserves to change. Everyone deserves the right to get better. Everyone deserves the right to do better and to become new. And with that, I do think that you have a newfound confidence in yourself, and you have a newfound confidence in your worth and what you're capable of and what you can bring to the table. And if anyone wants to test you on that, you are ready and willing to cut them out. And you are confident in what you are able to create and what you've created so far for yourself. And you're not going to let anyone mess that up or stand in your way or make you feel any type of insecure about it. Sure, you remember the past. Sure, you remember things that people have done to you that broke your heart. Sure, you might remember things that you have done to other people, whether it be in your family, your love life, your career. Sure, you have seen all these changes happening around you and things are just falling away around you, whether you want them or not to. Sure, you have gone through these changes yourself. And it's not to say that you don't see things for what they are and what they were, whether it came from you or anyone else. But you aren't interested in being held back by your past. And you aren't interested in allowing anyone else to hold you back by your past. To hold you back from getting to where you're ultimately going on this chariot. And I feel like maybe this, some part of you has had to die. And I think that this Ten of Swords cup, I don't think so much that this is how you feel at the moment. I don't feel like you feel like you have 6 swords in your back. 10 swords in your back. I think that this card is just representing you. This card is representing that part of you that has had to die. And maybe this is something that you're noticing, that you're thinking about, but you're also allowing to happen. So maybe the changes sometimes are uncomfortable, but you're allowing them to happen. You are fully aware that this person with the 10 swords in his back is you. But it is an old you. And you have no problem letting him lay there. You have memories, you think about it, but you're still on your way to, on your chariot, focusing on your work and on your way to the Ace of Pentacles and the Ten of Cups, and on your way to happiness and this feeling of fulfillment that you want, that I think that Cancers, you haven't quite felt like you've had in quite a long time. And if you don't have it right now, your mouth is watering for it, and you're going to get it, and you're going to go after it. I do get a sense that you really don't feel like being the sign to be picked on. You really don't feel like being picked on. You really don't feel like anyone bringing you any sort of unnecessary things. You are so sword heavy in this reading. So many swords. So many swords. I think you don't want any trouble, but if you want to try to cause trouble with me, if you want to try to think that you have me figured out to a point where you can disrespect me and try to compromise my strength, you have another thing coming. If it don't have to do with work, if it doesn't have to do with money, if it doesn't have to do with getting together and having a good time, if it has anything to do with this old me and what you think of me now based off of this old me, get out of here. So this is definitely a good reading, Cancer. I think that you have a lot to be proud of within yourself for all the things you've been through, for all the things you've done, for the self-discovery that you've made, for the growth that you've made within yourself, and for the confidence that you are getting within yourself of what you can make for yourself. I, for one, am very proud of you. Great job, Cancers. So, Cancers, this has been your extended. If this resonated with you, great. If it didn't, great. There are other YouTube readers out there. Please feel free to check out other channels and to find whatever message resonates with you. Please feel free to click the subscribe button if you did like this reading. Please feel free to give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down. Please feel free to leave a comment. I always welcome those. So this has been Glow in the Dark Tarot. Thank you again for listening to my reading. Wish you all the best. Bye.